Okay, so today I'm gonna speak about the best investment you can make today. The best investment you can make would be in your knowledge. Why? Because if you are looking for these types of videos of best investment you can make, or these types of videos that tell you how to make best investment, you probably don't got enough money. That sounds bad, but reality is the reality. If you got enough money, you won't be even thinking about how can I invest and this and that, all that stuff. Because if you have the money, you have people that knows how to invest, and you will invest through them. You wouldn't ask for advice online. So for you, I'm going to give you the criteria. If you have less than 10k, you should probably invest in yourself. Why? Because the return will be far greater. Suppose if you have 50k, 100k, then I would suggest you could invest in that business, any business you want, or learn that skill. But if you have only 10k USD, okay, 10k USD, if you only have that amount of money, you can't really get anything good out of that. Like with 10k, suppose you want to go into the real estate, I'm going to give you investment types. Okay, suppose you want to go into real estate. I don't think, unless you are doing some shady shit. I am also into real estate a little bit, not even a little bit. I know so much about real estate, but the least, even in a third world country like India, you would require, even for the 20% down payment, you would require at least 20k to buy a minimum house. Okay, the okay house. Okay, I'm not talking about some hood house that gets shot and at 15 times a day. I'm not talking about that. So you can't do real estate with that money. And if you see all these things, I'm gonna invest this much money in stocks. With my experience, I'm gonna tell you about this. So I have invested money in the stocks when I started making money. I've invested them, and the return was greater. It was about 60%, around in 3 years, 60%. And this year, actually this year, I have seen on the stock app, there is a comparison with Nifty 50. This is an Indian index, Nifty 50, and my stock choices, and I have made around 25% this year. Okay, this year I have made 25%. So, like, not this year, March to March, the financial things. Okay, so I have made it that money. But what is 25%? Suppose you are making, in the starting, I wasn't making that much. Even the money I made from that stock, that went up 60%, and eventually it 5x'd. 5x'd. It's 5x'd. And eventually, after even being 5x, I spent that money on, not that stock money, but the same equivalent money that I earned on like a watch or this and that, some bullshit thing. So was it worth it? I would say, yeah, you have cash, you are making good money, but I wouldn't say it is too much worth it. Suppose I gathered one type of knowledge or this type of knowledge at that time with that money, and I would be far ahead, or I would have gotten the knowledge I have now, then I would be making a lot more. So the best investment is always in the knowledge. You know why? Even for a billionaire, the best investment in knowledge. Think about it. I'm gonna give you a very cheeky example. Do you know IPOs, initial public offerings? If you know how to read IPOs, if you know financial world, this and that, you can make easy money with IPOs. Easy. You don't have to do nothing. You just have to invest. The minimum lot is around $250. You just have to apply for that, and even after you got the allotment, you would get 50%. The 50% rise, so you would get roughly $375 back, like in 3 days, without doing anything. Okay, so if a billionaire gets to know that, then he can really make his money. If he knows about public offering, in India there is a cap on public offering, how much you can get. But what he can do is what he can do is go to the companies that are applying for public offerings and buy them, the good ones, if you know the result, and he will make more billions out of it. But now you know this knowledge. And how do I know this knowledge? Because I have big guys connections, this and that. So now you know this knowledge. Even after you know this knowledge, you can't implement it. Like even the minimum share of a IPO before buying the IPO, when it comes to the market, it would be minimum 100k USD, 200k, 300k minimum. And if you have that kind of money to invest it, 100% buy it, you will make a lot more money. Okay, but most likely you don't have this because you are looking for best investment I could make. Don't go into S&P 500s, Nifty 50 if you are from India. Don't go into mutual funds. Think of it. Even if it doubled, how much? Like $500 it doubled, it is $1,000. But in reality, does that even matter? I would say build your stock portfolio, but build it when you are getting serious money. I have built most of my portfolio after I started making serious money. And you know what? The amazing thing about this, people say you wanna spend 20% on your wants, 30% needs, all that's bullshit. Let me tell you one thing. If you are worried about that shit, you are not making enough. Make more. People used to ask me like, how are you investing this much in stock market? Because I am making more. People can't fathom. People want, you know what people want to do? You know what people want to do? People just want to sit there and just be like this and be like, yeah, I am making, suppose you are making X amount of money. I'm gonna invest 80% of the X amount of money. They don't think about doubling that X amount of money and investing what they have. You know what was my investment strategy? My investment strategy was, I knew the stock. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you I didn't learn about anything. I knew the stocks. You can't get 25% return magically. I knew the stocks. I knew the things. But how I spent it, the money, I would just, the money I have left over, when I used to buy stocks like this, I wake up in the morning and I would be like, when I look at my portfolio, I would be like, this stock is down and this is a good stock. Let me buy more of it. And I just bought it. It wasn't like on 2nd May, 3rd May, I will buy this. No. Just make more. Invest in your whatever you want. Invest, but don't invest in SMPs and this stuff. This works for the, you will at least need to have 100k to make significantly. Okay, so if you're looking for best investment under 10k, invest in yourself, your health, supplements, knowledge, everything. Invest in that. And even suppose, I see a lot of people online saying, I'm not gonna do this. Suppose the course one, people say, I'm not gonna buy the course, this and that. I don't sell courses. But people say, I wanna please, I don't wanna buy that course, this and that. What you will lose with the $50 course? Like the Andrew Tate course, you will say the Andrew Tate course is bad, this and that. What you will lose for $50? Try it for 1 month, and if you don't like it, quit. Nobody is holding you to a, you understand? Nobody is holding you. So just do it. Don't be in this haze of, I'm gonna just invest the money I have. I would say rather make more than thinking about that. Okay. And from now on this channel, I'm gonna make deep analysis videos, because I have realized one thing, that I don't like making those type of videos. Top 5 entrepreneur things. Cringe as fuck. Okay, if you wanna see the reality, you can subscribe now, and if you don't wanna see the reality, you could do whatever you want. See you in the next video, or whenever, if I see you in the real world.